Welcome to the Disney Cabaret News. I'm your host Jen, and it's been a while. I have been in Walt Disney World, and if you want to catch up on all the adventures I had out there, then head over to my main channel, Just Jen. Currently I have up a haul, and I will be getting some vlogs up soon, so you can check out everything I did over in Walt Disney World on my personal channel. But over here we talk about the news, and boy has there been a lot of it. Because, you know, a little thing called D23 happened and a lot of news was announced. So I headed to Twitter after D23 and asked what you guys would prefer, whether one long D23 news video, that would be a long video, or individual videos for the separate panels that we had, like the big panels, animation, live action, etc. And you chose the individual ones. If you didn't take part in that because you're not following us on Twitter, head over there now and turn on notifications. I'm there a lot talking about Disney stuff, so it's pretty fun. So here is our first D23 news video based around the panel that is always my favourite at D23, and that is Parks and Resorts, and we were not let down this year. So let's start off with something big. We have a name for Star Wars Land, which I reckon people are still going to call Star Wars Land on both coasts. But on both coasts the name is the same, and they're going to have the same rides, even though the layout is going to be slightly different. That's just because of the amount of land that they have to work with in each area. But the name for Star Wars Land is Galaxy's Edge, which is pretty exciting. It kind of like has this ominous feel to it as well, I think. It might just be me. Both coasts are going to have the same rides. So far we know about the two e-ticket attractions. There might be more. But the two e-ticket attractions are the Millennium Falcon ride that we've heard quite a bit about, and a First Order ride that we saw the ride vehicle of at D23. It's all pretty exciting. We're going to have blue milk served in a cantina. It's going to be super immersive. Actions you do in one part of the park will affect the rest of your experience in the park, such as your score on the Millennium Falcon ride will get you a bit of a reputation. But the immersive Star Wars experience doesn't end there. If you want more immersive Star Wars experiences, well, Disney can help you out there. They are currently developing a Star Wars resort, which will be close to Hollywood Studios, we assume, so that you can get into the land as well as the resort. And again, this is going to be an immersive experience where the maximum stay I've heard is about 2 nights, but over these 2 nights you will be sent on like missions and just live the Star Wars life you've always dreamed of, and the windows are screens, so it looks like you're looking out into space. It's insane. The price is probably going to be pretty hefty, but this is more of an experience than a holiday, I think. So I don't reckon you'll be paying for park tickets on top of that, because you won't really have a chance to go into the parks with all the things that you're going to have to do at the resort. So it depends how much of a big Star Wars fan you are, whether you'll want to do this, but I think this is going to change the game. Like, I reckon we're going to see more immersive experiences like this pop up at different theme parks as well. Maybe Universal will get on it with a Harry Potter style hotel as well. Also in Hollywood Studios we have had a opening date set for Toy Story Land, and that is summer 2018, possibly soft openings towards the end of spring. So yeah, can't wait for Toy Story Land. This is a free ride land at the moment. Slinky Dog Coaster, the claw spinny thing, and the Midway Mania entrance is being moved into Toy Story Land so that it technically becomes part of the land. We're making up the free rides, and I'm excited. Even though I probably won't be there for a few years, but I know people going next summer, so they can have fun at Toy Story Land. And then that's not where our Hollywood Studios news ends. We've also been confirmed that the Great Movie Ride is leaving us. Chinese Theatre probably staying though for a new ride called Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, which will feature art from the new Mickey Mouse cartoon series, and Goofy. Goofy's gonna be in it. It will be a new song, a new story, and more hidden Mickeys than have been on any other attraction before. That's quite exciting. We don't know too much about how the ride will take place, whether it will be similar vehicles to the Great Movie Ride or a new track completely, but more details will probably come soon. I know a lot of people are quite sad about the Great Movie Ride leaving us, but frankly, if it didn't leave us completely, I feel like it would need an update at some point or other. So we'd see it change at some point, and the fact that it's changing completely is something that we just have to move along with, because, you know, people said the parks never will be complete. The one thing I am a little upset about is we'd heard rumours of the Mickey ride coming before, and I do think Mickey deserves a ride. He has no ride at any of the parks, and he's Mickey! He's Mickey! I mean, Mickey's Fun Wheel technically counts, but it's not the same. But I was hoping it would kind of feature Mickey throughout the years, like Steamboat Willie and then Sorcerer Mickey, but it's just this new art style. I don't know, I put my faith in Disney a lot. I hope they'll do good, but we'll see. Moving over to Epcot, we have had a lot of announcements, but we kind of expected it. Epcot is in need of some love, and the 30th anniversary is coming up. Is it the 30th or 35th? 30th. Anyway, it's got an anniversary coming up soon, and you know, it needs some more love. So, first off, confirmation that the Ratatouille ride will be coming to the France Pavilion. They didn't confirm that it's going to be a copy of Paris, but we can kind of assume that it will be the same ride copy and pasted over. It appears that they're building kind of behind the current pavilion, so we shouldn't see any changes to the France Pavilion, because I have seen a lot of people concerned about Reflections of France. Should be staying from what we can tell, but only time will let us know what's happening. We have also been confirmed that a Guardians of the Galaxy e-ticket attraction will be coming to Future World, taking place of Ellen's Energy Adventure. Again, we have very few details as to what this attraction will be, but they have said they're trying to keep like the heart and message of Epcot in the ride. They're kind of tying it in by saying that Peter Quill went to Epcot once. I know people have issues with it being in Future World because the movie series kind of takes place now, but the whole idea of space and sci-fi is very futuristic, so in my opinion it can stay in Future World, but let me know what you think about it being in Future World and what not. This will be taking place of Ellen's Energy Adventure, which frankly I've never been on. I've never heard anything good about it. But yeah, this should be exciting. And in other Epcot changes, Mission Space, Green Track is having an update. I know it's not really a track, but you know, it's being updated. I think we're going to the Earth in this new version. And Mission Space is also getting a restaurant where you'll eat in a space station. And again, much like with the Star Wars Hotel, with the screens that let you see into space, rather than windows, it will be screens that make it look like you're eating in the space station. So very exciting. That's possibly based on concept art taking over the Wonders of Life Pavilion, because they both appear to have round buildings, but Disney haven't confirmed this yet. The one concern I have is somewhere I read it might be a rotating restaurant, and we already have a rotating restaurant in Future World, and it's not futuristic at all, but it is my favourite restaurant ever for character interaction, and I will be heartbroken if they swap one rotating restaurant for another. Like, I know it can't go in the same building, but if they're like, too many rotating restaurants, I don't know if Disney will do that, but please don't touch Chippendale's Garden Grill. That's it for Epcot confirmation news we have, but we do know that Future World will be seeing a big makeover in the next few years. We'll be hearing more about that soon. but we have some concept art to kind of make some judgments about, as we do in the Disney community. Moving from Epcot to Magic Kingdom now, we kind of had a confirmation of something we'd had rumoured to us as a Disney community, but also slightly different to what we'd expected. So there were a lot of rumours breaking that the Tomorrowland Speedway would be being replaced with the Tron Coaster from Shanghai. We're getting the Tron Coaster, but Tomorrowland Speedway gets to stay. There's kind of an area just behind the Speedway that's like a smoking area, and it's also a little bit in between Space Mountain. Those of you that have been to Tomorrowland and Walt Disney World will know what I'm talking about. Those of you that haven't will think, what is this crazy girl doing with her arms? But it's kind of going behind the Speedway, so both attractions get to stay. And again, this is probably going to be a copy and paste attraction thing, but we have no confirmation yet. But I'd assume so because they're saying Tron Coaster and it's one of the most popular attractions in Shanghai. There was a lot of debate as to whether Tomorrowland Speedway should stay or go when this was being rumoured. And again, I think Tomorrowland Speedway, it has its home there, but it does need an update. Ooh, it's a stinky attraction. Like, not in the sense of it's bad, but oh, it smells. It's not nice smells coming from that attraction. Like, please update it to be more futuristic Disney. Main Street is seeing a new building added to it somewhere. No confirmation. Disney, give us more details. They're like teasing us with these little bits of information at D23, but not giving us everything. But Main Street is going to have a theatre built based on the Willis Theatre. Yeah, based on the Willis Theatre in Kansas City from the 1920s. So, you know, it still fits with that Main Street feel, which I was a little worried about because from the concept art it looks more modern than the rest of Main Street. And I love the aesthetics of Main Street, so I don't want them to ruin that in any which way, shape or form, which from a theatre fan sounds crazy. Like, stopping Disney from adding a theatre, but please don't ruin Main Street. Please don't ruin Main Street. Like I said, we have no confirmation of where it's going and no confirmation of what's going inside. They've said a new show, but we don't have any idea what show that could be yet. I'm hoping Stephanie Styles is right when she said they're putting Newsies in there. How amazing would that be? We had a lot of transportation news in Walt Disney World, quite bizarrely. So first up are the minivans, which are cars decorated to look like Minnie Mouse. This just seems like Disney trying to create their own Uber system, but people are going to pay for it, so why not? This will take you anywhere on Disney property, so you can't ask to go from your resort to like the outlets or the mall. So I reckon Uber, like, they're not trying to completely outrun Uber, but you can pay for your family to get from like your resort to a park if you don't have time to wait for the bus, if you're like running late for a reservation or something, or just it's a fun little way to travel that's different to what's happening before. It's 20 something bucks as a flat rate, and it's being rolled out first testing in some of the deluxe resorts, so I know Yacht Club and Boardwalk are having them at the moment if you're out there and want to give it a try. And in other transportation news, this is again a confirmation of something that had already been rumoured, and that is the new gondola system, which are called the Disney Skyliners, and they're each based around a Disney character, which I'm excited about because the Hitchhiking Ghosts made it onto one of them in the concept art, so that's pretty darn cool. And this is going between Epcot, Hollywood Studios, Pop Century, Art of Animation, and the Caribbean Beach Resort. It will take you around those areas. It's going to be slow, so it's not like a replacement of the buses. But again, it's fun, it's new, it's different, and if you're staying at one of those resorts and have a lot of time to spare, then why not? Those, however, are not the only resorts being included on this new gondola system. Oh no, we have a new resort that will be on this gondola system and new. Good with words, Jen, and that is the 15th? Yeah, I think it's the 15th DVC resort, and that is Disney's Riviera Resort, which is based around the French Riviera, and I don't know why I'm saying it like that, but it sounds like it should be. But yeah, so fancy new hotel, and it's going to have a rooftop restaurant with views of both Hollywood Studios and Epcot's nighttime spectaculars. So that's pretty impressive. I think there's a little bit of time difference between when those things start, because I remember being sat in Fantasmic and hearing illuminations start in like that direction. We're sat in the very end ones, the rest of the arenas that way, and we're sat in this section. We could hear illuminations that way, so you're going to be able to see both without really having to worry about like which direction to look in. And again, because this resort is kind of in between the two, you're gonna have a nice view of both nighttime spectaculars. So that's gonna be very nice to watch. Orlando to California, we got a lot of news, mostly Pixar based, for Disneyland Resort over in California. First off, Paradise Pier is going to be rethemed to Pixar Pier, which is one of the things that kind of upset me a little. I've never been to DCA. We only had time to do Disneyland when we were over in California. But the reason this upsets me is because, like Main Street, I love the aesthetic of Paradise Pier. And I know Pixar isn't going to completely change it, but there's something kind of about the way it is at the moment that's more classic characters and just the popcorn lights. They'll be different when it's Pixar. Like I've always said, I don't want to get engaged at a Disney resort, but the only place I would let someone propose is current Paradise Pier with the background, the phone foil and screaming. Yeah, that's a tangent. But yeah, so Pixar Pier is coming. Pixar Fest is coming to Disneyland, which is a new nighttime spectacular. And along with this, Pixar Play Parade is moving from DCA to Disneyland, which possibly means that Soundsational's days are numbered, and Paint the Night is seeing a return, but this time in DCA and with a new float. So all the you Paint the Night fans can get hyped again. I love the soundtrack to Paint the Night. I wish I could see it live someday. In DCA, we have confirmation of 2 new Marvel attractions, a Spider-Man one and a Avengers one. Once again, very few details as to what these will involve, but considering how well Breakout has gone, Mission Breakout has gone, I reckon they're going to do pretty good with it. And the final piece of Parks and Resort news that I have is over in Paris. We're getting a retheme of the Disney's Hotel New York to Disney's Art of Marvel Hotel. It's still got the New York theming somewhere in it. I think it's Disney's Hotel New York, the Art of Marvel, like with a little dot. This again had been rumoured very briefly compared to the others. Like it's in a poll of if Disney were to make a Marvel hotel in Paris, what would you want it to be called? And there were like all the different options. And that was it. That's all I'd seen. But you know, clearly even the smallest of rumours sometimes have substance to them, because here we are with a Marvel theming of a Paris hotel. And at the time of this rumour, I'd seen a lot of people get a little angry, like claiming, what does Marvel even have to do with New York? A lot of big battles in these movies take place in New York. In fact, Battle of New York is, you know, a significant thing that happened. Spider-Man lives in New York. Like this is a retheme that has direct parallels between them, and I'm quite excited to see what Disney do with it, because I quite like when hotels have more direct theming to a specific movie. I think that's really cool. I know some people kind of want to escape it, like the Disney bubble when they go back to their resort, but I do quite like the idea of Disney bringing in more specific theming for the hotels. So I'm very excited to see what happens at the end of this retheming. So that's it for all the Parks and Resort news. That took almost 20 minutes to go through, if my little timer is right in the bottom corner. And that's just one panel that I've got to go through. Let me know what you think. What are you most excited about? Let me know in the comments down below, or tweet us at the Disney Kabaret. And I'll see you guys next time. See see you real soon!